PokemonGalaxy.com for all your Pokemon needs.
Hey everybody, what's up? Dalton McGrath here from PokemonGalaxy.com, and today we will be doing a thoughts and impressions video on Pokken Tournament. Now, Pokken Tournament is a fighting game that Nintendo's put out in which Pokemon, regular ass Pokemon, are actually doing hand-to-hand combat using the Tekken fighting engine. So instead of your typical turn-by-turn RPG style, Thunderbolt, attack. Oh no, you hit. Now I attack. It's more of a Thunderbolt. Well, now I'm dodging. I'm actually moving, controlling. Machamp's cross-chop the Pikachu in the throat. Just really actual fighting game, basically. And today what we're going to be doing is basically going over what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. Is the game any good? Should you pick it up? What if I could change anything? What would I change? Just basically what my thoughts are on the game. So without any ado, let's just dive right into it. Alright, so first things first, the game looks amazing. I mean, you can see individual fur and Pikachu, and like Macho's muscles are just like, they look real. It's almost hyper realistic. Garchomp is scary as fuck in this game. Like, he looks scary. He looks like an actual street shark, just street sharks. Like, he looks amazing. The backgrounds are all pretty and really good 3D environment on it. The game, it looks so well done. The graphics are so intense that literally my friend was just like, is this the Wii U? The Wii U can do this? It's like, yeah, apparently the Wii U can do this. What's that? Backhat, quick. Sorry, my cats are trying to open the door. I think they're trying to let the dog in. So if you see the door open, that's what's happening. My house isn't haunted. At least not that I know of. Anyway, the game actually handles pretty well. It's, very tight movement controls on there. It handles the Tekken fighting engine pretty well. That being said, it is the Tekken engine, so you really gotta learn your combos. You really gotta, know the character and moveset. All in all, though, you can do some crazy-ass combos with the game with the right characters and the right feel and the right flow. It's ridiculous. The game looks amazing, handles amazing. The graphics, aesthetically speaking, this game is just like A++. Now, I picked up this game on launch day. Not launch night, I didn't get it at midnight. I don't think they did a midnight launch for this game at all. But I picked it up bright and early, 10 a.m., came home, had people coming over that night to play it. And had about 10 people, me and my friends all sat around taking turns, drinking and playing this game, just having matches over and over again. And it was a ton of fun. Now, this game is great for that because 90% of the characters you can unlock, actually more than that, it's probably like 95%, I'm not very good at percentages, are available from the get-go. You can only unlock 2 different characters afterwards, which isn't that big a deal, and actually 1 if you pre-order. Because if you pre-order, you get this cool little card that'll give you Shadow Mewtwo before you even play the game. So we had that. The only other character you can unlock is regular Mewtwo, and that's after you beat the story mode. But, well, a good chunk of the story mode. So we all hung out, we were playing this game, and it was a ton of fun. But there was a couple of problems with it. Now, it is easy to jump into. You're, right from the time you put the disc in the Wii U, you can play it. You have most of the characters there. You have some of the arenas, some of the basic support Pokemon you can use. Support Pokemon are kind of like support characters on Naruto, where they come out and do one little thing and then they disappear. So very useful. Some of them heal you, some of them do damage, some of them interrupt their other people's combos. But you get a couple of those. You can unlock more later on. I'll be talking more about that when I go into the story. But basically, all you need to go and do online play is right there anyway. So that being said, while it's easy to jump into, it's very hard for beginners. I had several friends who weren't very familiar with Tekken or with fighting games, and they were just getting wrecked because, they'd be trying to do button mashing, which on most fighting games is fine. Button mashing on Mortal Kombat, you can at least maybe even slip out a win or two, especially against another person who's also button mashing. But on a Tekken engine, button mashing makes your characters go just flail about. You don't really do fluid movements. Versus somebody who knows fighting games and stuff like that could end up just wrecking house on them. So you really got to practice. You really got to know your combos. It's not really like beginner friendly. Now, one thing that really surprised me was that there's a pretty an actual decent amount of story involved in that. I say story because while there is a plot line to it, it's basically just a gauntlet of battles. Just fight after fight after fight after fight after fight, and then after a certain number of fights, they're like, oh, here's a little tidbit of story for you. So, but I mean, it is a fighting game. I think we're getting a little more spoiled, based on fighting games. With Mortal Kombat X and not necessarily Street Fighter Five, but that's a that's for another video. Just scoop that piece of crap over here off my hands. But we're getting spoiled in which fighting games are actually providing us actual story. Back in the day, you didn't get any kind of story. It's just like, hey, this guy's named Ryu, this guy's name's Ken, they're standing in a street, they're gonna fight. What more do you need to know? And you didn't need to know anything else. Pokken tournament's kind of like that. But the premise is this. Apparently, there's a league where you're able to fight with your Pokemon, and you have a communicator in your ear that allows you to give like in-depth detail and control of your Pokemon. And it's called the Ferrum League. And you're able to fight your way up, and that uses energy called Gaia energy to fight. Now, there's a Pokemon going around, this Shadow Mewtwo, but apparently you don't know what it is until like halfway through, even though it's obviously a Mewtwo that is black. It's corrupted by Shadow. Anyway, comes in and just starts wrecking house and sucking all the energy out of the earth, and then you gotta go and save the world, because you are the chosen one. Because that's why you play video games, to be the chosen one. And thus the world shall turn to ash. Anyway, the story mode's pretty good, but like the story around it's pretty good. But you gotta fight your way through each of these leagues. I think it's like I can't remember the actual colors for it in order, so let's just call it D, C, B, and A. You gotta fight all your way through D to get to C, to get to B, to get to A, to unlock chunks of the story. Which wouldn't be bad, except for in B, you start in D, you start at like rank 60. You gotta get to rank 6, or well, 8, before you can even move on to the next chunk, to even go up towards the next story. So you've got to do a ton of fighting. You don't have to fight all 55, like all 50 of the odd people in front of you. You do 5-round bursts, and then if you win all 5 bursts, you move up your rank by like 11. So you can pretty much get through the first one in like 20 fights, maybe, somewhere around that. Not even. So you just keep doing that over and over again, moving up through the leagues, and you unlock more and more of the story. And each time you move up a league, you unlock some unlockables. Now, as far as unlockables go, there's not too much as far as actual content for it. You can unlock new support characters, which very useful. Some new arenas. There's like 5 or 6 new arenas, and then a whole bunch of character customization crap. I mean, 90% of the unlockables is clothing for your avatar, which is not an unlockable in my opinion. So, upside, decent amount of stuff to do before you finish the story, decent number of fights. Downside, almost nothing. Like, you only get 2 characters for it. You get some extra stages and stuff, but really it's not worth the amount of fights you have to do. For me to beat all the fights, I had to win. This is not like the number of matches total, over 200 matches to do it. And if you think if each match takes you about a minute, let's just say that, that's only like 3 hours worth of gameplay. But well, no, they don't take a minute. If each round may take a minute. If each round takes a minute, then that would be about 6 to 8 hours worth of gameplay, which that's actually a pretty good amount for a fighting game. Not counting the amount of time, like, me and my friends, we probably spent 5 or 6 hours just fighting each other over and over again. Finding out, like, oh, I didn't get to play as Chandelure. Oh, Chandelure, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, let me play as Pikachu. Pikachu sucks. Or whatever. Just going around doing that, just having a good old time. It was a lot of fun. But, all in all, if it wasn't for the launch party, I probably wouldn't have bought this at launch day. I probably would have waited for this to drop down to the $40 price range, which is about what I would feel it's worth for the amount of content you got with the game. Now, that being said, this game I would give a 9 out of 10, right around there. If it had more content, 10 out of 10. This game is super fun. I really enjoyed playing it, had a blast playing it. Kind of hard, like I said, with kind of hard for new people to get into. Kind of wish there's more stuff to unlock, but you can't get everything with every game. That being said, let me know down below what you guys thought of Pokemon Tournament, if you picked up the game, if you plan on picking up the game, who your favorite character was, just anything you want to let me know about Pokemon Tournament. And make sure you check out PokemonGalaxy.com for even more content like this. We'll be releasing some more Pokemon Tournament content later, probably this week. We're not going to be doing any kind of gameplay footage for it. Just been too much of that going around. Everybody could do that. So we'll be doing more thoughts, theories, and stuff like that. All that good stuff that you come to know and love from Pokemon Galaxy. But that being said, guys, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.